Bo Burnham's inside is, on its surface, a gish gallop of bright, saturated colors and quirky imagery that fill disjointed segments that, at most, depict life in the pandemic. I've already seen many reviewers claim that while they might have enjoyed the special, that there's not a lot of substance to Inside. Well, I disagree with this notion. I believe that the core message of Inside, aside from being an honest depiction of the process of creating art, is a warning about our excessive digital media consumption and dependence, and how it has led us to trading genuine human experience for shallow entertainment. One of the most interesting aspects of the special is the integration of the behind-the-scenes footage alongside the finished sketches. We, the audience, are not only presented with a final product, but all the blood, sweat, and literal tears that went into its creation. Despite the confines of the recording space, we see Bo Burnham presented with excellent cinematography, punchy colors, and flawless lighting. This quote-unquote perfect Bo is stunning, full of energy and wit, or at least in the beginning. The quote-unquote real Bo, on the other hand, the one that we see behind the scenes, is sullen, unmotivated, tired, and miserable. We are given an extremely personal look at Bo in some of his most vulnerable moments while he struggles to endure creating his special. Bo is presenting both the highly edited, picture-perfect version of himself alongside his flawed, frustrated, depressed, doubting real self. This concept of the real versus the fake self is most present in the White Girl Instagram song. In this bit, we see Bo reenact dozens of Pinterest board photos alongside lyrics that read captions that stereotypical white girls might commonly use under their Instagram posts. In this bit, Bo is overflowing with sarcastic joy and happiness. The sketch ends with a shot of the real Bo, editing this footage in a dark room. I think the implication here is that we put more effort into how we're perceived by a following online than we do actually taking care of ourselves. In what is probably the most controversial sketch in the entire special, the How the World Works song, Bo presents us with both the textbook narrative on how the world functions, that being, everybody just works together to do their part, but immediately following he presents the world as it truly is, one that runs on blood and immense exploitation. I initially struggled to figure out how this fits with the rest of the special, but after sitting on it for a while, I think it has to do again with how we create false narratives to ignore our problems. While White Girl Instagram is more about how we individuals behave, How the World Works is more focused on society's narratives as a whole. We tell ourselves these clean, sanitized versions of reality, where the world is fair and everyone has equal opportunity, just to ignore the fact that, in actuality, workers at Amazon, for example, piss in bottles because they can't afford to take bathroom breaks due to how rigorous their work schedules are, all while getting paid starvation wages. I use Amazon as an example because Bo brings up Jeff Bezos several times. In short, we'd rather just accept these fantasies than admit that the world is unjust. Another one of Inside's central themes is that our use of the internet and attachment to our devices has robbed us of enjoying the human experience. The song Welcome to the Internet is first and foremost a certified banger, but it also says a lot about how the internet is designed to be as addictive as possible. Lines such as anything that brain of yours can think of can be found, we've got mountains of content, some better, some worse, if none of it's of interest to you, you'd be the first, show the primary strategy of inundating its consumers with endless entertainment to keep them perpetually feeding on their products. At the risk of sounding like a boomer, which is ironically something Bo worried about, I have to say that it's probably not a good thing that most people have an average of 4+ hours spent on their phones each day. The long-term studies of our addiction to our phones, which, yes, it is an addiction, have not yet been conducted, which means we're currently allowing an entire generation of people to be raised on iPads without understanding what it's doing to their brains. Kind of a weird thought. Thinking of my own life, there's so many times where if I don't feel my phone in my pocket, I get uncomfortable and immediately go look for it. Not because I'm worried about where it's been necessarily, but I need to have my device on me all the time. I need to be able to check for new messages every 5 seconds or scroll through Instagram memes or waste time looking at people fighting on Twitter at any moment I want. I don't think that's a healthy habit for me. I don't know. Now, this might have little to do with the message of the special, but I just love how much Inside is an honest depiction of the creative process and all of the emotional turmoil and struggle that goes along with it. Watching Bo almost degrade over the span of many months is genuinely harrowing. I'm sure not everyone relates to having to create a comedy routine for many months at a time, but we have all had projects we've worked on for lengthy periods that have dominated our lives. This last year, I finished my senior thesis animation, and I can't tell you how many moments I had that looked like Bo cooped up in his studio. My absolute favorite moment from Inside is the routine Bo does where he performs a song and then reacts to it, and then his reaction loops and he ends up reacting to his reaction, and so on and on. It starts off as a funny joke, but it soon develops into a deep introspection into the layers of intent behind every performance. Bo's initial reaction is an optimistic but forced response to his video. In his second reaction, he says he was being pretentious. In his third reaction though, he said he sounded pretentious as a defense mechanism so that criticism can't be used against him, and so on and on. It's just such a powerful look into the mind of someone struggling with how to have a platform and give your message while still trying to remain genuine. This dilemma is most present in the White Guy song. Even though I have an incredibly smaller platform and I am not even remotely close to how successful Bo is, I strongly relate to his struggle of being someone who has lived a relatively comfortable life and wants to do something good with what they have. I've made videos and arguments highlighting certain social issues, but at times my lack of life experience, for lack of a better term, feels like a disqualifier for me to say anything. So what do I do? Just not say anything about the injustice I witnessed because I don't feel fit? I don't know. I'm glad that even someone like Bo has this same struggle too. And well, that's about it. There's so much more to talk about with this, and I think you could honestly make like a 3-hour long essay to try and cover everything inside. But I'm not gonna do that. Thanks for watching this video.